Pluto is a minor planet in the Kuiper Belt, an area of frozen planets beyond the orbit of Neptune. In this remote area of our solar system, there may be millions of these frozen objects, generally known as Kuiper Belt objects or trans-Neptunian objects. Pluto was formerly thought to be the ninth planet from the Sun, until it was demoted by the International Astronomical Union to the status of a dwarf planet in August 2006. In recent years, this has become the subject of heated debate, with several questions being raised. To gather more knowledge, NASA developed the New Horizons spacecraft to study Pluto, its moons, and other objects in the Kuiper Belt, a solar system region stretching from about 30 AU near Neptune's orbit to about 50 AU from the Sun. The spacecraft travelled for over 9 years, setting a significant record as the first to encounter Pluto. A relic of the solar system's formation, it has sent back shocking images of Pluto that reveal something which has never been seen before. Does any of this hint towards the existence of life on the planet? Stay tuned to the end of this video, as you are about to uncover one of the most shocking discoveries ever revealed from space. Let's delve deeper. New Horizons was the first mission in NASA's New Frontiers program, a medium-class, competitively selected series of missions led by principal investigators. The spacecraft's design was based on the Contour and Timed spacecraft, both of which were built by Johns Hopkins University's Applied Physics Laboratory. In addition to a cylindrical radioisotope thermoelectric generator that provided approximately 250 watts of power at launch, decaying to 200 watts by the time of the Pluto encounter. After reaching an initial Earth orbit of around 105,130 miles, 167,213 kilometers, the Centaur upper stage fired for 9 minutes to boost the payload to an elliptical orbit that stretched all the way to the asteroid belt. In 2007, the spacecraft sailed past Jupiter, the solar system's giant planet, during a gravity assists maneuver. The contact boosted the spacecraft's velocity by about 9,000 miles per hour, 14,000 kilometers per hour, cutting the journey to Pluto by 3 years. The spacecraft was placed in hibernation mode in 2007, although the spacecraft's onboard computer monitored mission systems during this time, sending unique codes indicating whether activities were normal or abnormal. During hibernation, most of New Horizons' key systems were disabled and reactivated only around 2 months yearly. During the expedition, the discovery of 2 new Pluto moons, Kerberos and Styx, raised worries about the presence of debris or dust near Pluto. If debris increased as the spacecraft neared Pluto, mission planners created 2 potential backup plans, utilizing the spacecraft's antenna as a shield or flying closer to Pluto, where there may be less junk. A signal from the spacecraft took 4 hours and 25 minutes to reach Earth at the time. In 2015, the spacecraft started its approach phase towards Pluto, and its trajectory was modified with a 93-second engine run. New Horizons eventually reached closer to Pluto than Earth is to the Sun 2 days later, with nearly 4 months till its close encounter. That same year, images of Pluto started to show identifiable characteristics, with detail growing week by week throughout the approach. Data from New Horizons was used to definitively answer one of Pluto's most fundamental mysteries: its size. Scientists concluded that Pluto has a diameter of about 1,470 miles, 2,370 kilometers, slightly larger than previous estimates. Charon, its moon, has been verified to be around 750 miles, 1,208 kilometers in diameter. The spacecraft was approximately 4.5 light hours from Earth and could only transmit 1 to 2 kilobits per second, necessitating a lengthy period. 7 scientific tools on board New Horizons will be used to describe Pluto's global geology and geomorphology and moon Charon, just above the surface of the moon, of the other planets in the Pluto system. Pluto is the sizable disk to the right of the center. The tiny disk to Pluto's right is the moon of the system, Charon. New Horizons data clearly shows that Pluto and its satellites were far more complex than previously thought. Scientists were particularly surprised by the current activity level on Pluto's surface. Scientists were obliged to substantially rethink prior simulations of the system due to the air haze and lower than expected atmospheric escape rate. Pluto, in fact, exhibits evidence of vast changes in atmospheric pressure and may have once had running liquid volatiles on its surface. Their recent findings hint that Pluto may have an internal water-ice ocean. On the surface, stunning photos revealed a massive heart-shaped nitrogen glacier, dubbed Sputnik Planeta after Sputnik 1, Earth's first man-made satellite. It is the largest known glacier in the solar system, measuring about 600 miles wide, 1,000 kilometers. Images from Karen revealed a massive equatorial extension tectonic belt, implying a long-gone water ice ocean. After encountering Pluto, mission planners began redirecting New Horizons for another flyby of MU-69, a Kuiper Belt object about 4 billion miles, 6.4 billion kilometers from Earth in 2019. The object was later given the official name Arrokoth. Researchers on NASA's New Horizons spacecraft have uncovered evidence of 2 cryovolcanoes on Pluto, which appeared to be frozen ice volcanoes that previously flowed molten ice from the dwarf planet's interior. The finding indicates an internal heat source that at some time in Pluto's history melted interior stores of volatile ices like nitrogen and methane, causing them to explode at the surface. It also shows that Pluto used cryovolcanoes to replenish surface supplies of these volatile ices, which sublimates into the thin atmosphere and are ultimately lost to space. The 2 structures, tentatively dubbed Wright Mons and Piccard Mons, are ice mounds with rims that rise up to 5 or 6 kilometers above the surface. They are positioned just beyond the southern point of Pluto's smooth, brilliant heart, Sputnik Planum. The rims, which span more than 150 kilometers, ring holes almost as deep as the mountains. According to Oliver White, a New Horizons scientist at Ames Research Center, the form was undeniably volcano-like. When you see a large mountain with a large hole on top, it usually indicates one thing. Moore believes that previous eruptions, which might have happened a billion years ago, would have followed forth plastic water ice rather than liquid and flowing water. He compares it to toothpaste extruding from a tube. He believes the volcanoes are most likely constructed of water ice, since nitrogen and methane ices are too light to maintain such a massive, towering structure. According to Jeff Moore, a New Horizons scientist at NASA Ames Research Center in Mountain View, California, the features would represent the solar system's first significant ice volcanoes. Still, the team is not yet ready to declare the finding inevitable. They do seem strange, and we're keeping a careful eye on them. The findings were revealed at an American Astronomical Society convention in a series of lectures and a press conference. Moore believes that during the eruptions, the volcanoes may expel methane and nitrogen as gases, in addition to molten water ice. He also points out that the volcanoes are visible near the border of Sputnik Planum, a deep basin possibly formed by a huge impact. According to him, the stress of such a collision may have opened up conduits in the frozen layer. After viewing the photographs at the meeting, David Stevenson, a planetary scientist at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena, who is not involved with New Horizons, says he is neutral on whether the features are volcanoes. There wasn't enough there for me to form an opinion, he adds. However, he believes Pluto possesses enough leftover heat from radioactive elements in its crust to produce cryovolcanism. Another unexpected conclusion made during the symposium was that Pluto's atmosphere is colder and denser than previously imagined. Traditionally, it was assumed that UV radiation from the sun heated up air molecules, causing them to leap into space. Yet, the new haze molecules discovered on Pluto work as coolants for the atmosphere, absorbing part of the UV light's energy. It suggests Pluto has retained much more nitrogen than previously assumed, according to Randy Gladstone, a New Horizons scientist at SWRI. At the moment, escape is not relevant, he adds. On the other hand, Stern points out that long-term climactic cycles in Pluto's tilt and orbit may cause its temperature to change widely, implying that the atmosphere loss rate was likely far more significant in the past. Dr. Stern states, it sends the planetary science community back to the drawing board to figure out how planetesimals, the planet's building blocks, form. He also added that the New Horizons spacecraft is still alive and well deep in the Kuiper Belt, and it is moving away from the Earth and Sun at a speed of about 300 million miles per year. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If yes, we're sure you would like this next video here. Thanks for watching.